Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 3 of the Hottest Self series. If you have no idea what I am talking about, please go back to episode number 1 and 2, watch it, do the exercises, and come back here because this series is all about helping you to become the hottest, the best version of yourself. All right, so episode number 3, as I mentioned, is very connected to episode number 2, to the homework that we've done in number 2. Go a little bit deeper on a daily basis on our rituals, on the things that we are currently doing that doesn't serve you anymore. So the example on the last exercise, on the previous exercise, you were adding elements, right? And just small little things that you're the healthier version of you is probably doing, or is natural, is just whatever, like she drinks green juice. Of course, right? I drink green juice in the morning instead of frappuccino, right? So these things, right? But now we're looking at the habits, our current decisions that are not aligned with this version. And I want you to, and this is the most critical thing, we really want to be very mindful with how you're judging yourself. This is not an exercise that you're going to be looking at yourself and saying, okay, that's why I'm not there. I want you to understand that this has nothing to do with self-judgment, with looking at your habits and saying that's, and making it mean something bad about yourself. It's just a decision. You understand that there's nothing bad or wrong with the current self. You're just seriously getting the results, right? So today we're going to go and start paying attention to our current self, our current habits, our current decisions. So don't think we're talking about habits all the time now. And I really want you to see it as a decision, as a micro decision. So habits are an expression of my identity, expression of my self-image. I take 2 showers a day, and I just okay. But I wake up. What I do, I work out. I like to work out. I like to go to the gym. I don't go to the gym to I don't know, do Zumba. I am a gym girl, right? Like all of these habits are just a reflection of my identity. So we're going to be a little bit more clear now that you have a clear idea, you have a desire, right? You have this like, oh, I want to be that. I want to experience that health. I want to experience that body, that sense of empowerment, self-love, freedom, right? In that body. And then also now you are implementing some of the elements of this version, healthier, sexier, hotter version of yourself in your house, in your environment, in your right. So we have some of these elements. It doesn't need to be crazy. You don't need to go all in. This is not about being all in. I want you to understand, when you start something, the way you start something is the result you're gonna get, right? It's how you're gonna end it. So if you start going all in, like buying, as I said before, like buying all the gear, getting all in, I'm gonna do 2 hours of cardio, I'm gonna lose 5 pounds of weight, I am going to buy only plant-based food, you're gonna crash. You're gonna crash 3 weeks, and you're not gonna be able to keep it because you haven't changed your self-image. And also, you can't sustain that. If you wake up today and you wake up with someone else's body, let's just think, I don't know, a lot of girls today, they want to look like Kendall Jenner, because she's that athletic, athletic but skinny kind of look. But let's just say today you wake up like with Kendall Jenner or a misaligned bikini body, whatever it is, or a model that you really admire. Can you hold that frequency? I'm not talking about the muse. Can you hold that physique? Can you hold that body? You can't, because you're gonna get so much attention, right? Not to say you don't get attention, but you're gonna get more attention. You're gonna get some more. Right? So you can't sustain the habits of that version. Maybe this girl is dieting like a crazy person, right? Anyway, so look into our current habits and really reassess, right? What is serving me and what is not. For example, so your current micro decisions is already creating micro decision is already shaping and creating your your self-image, right? So you're gonna look at some of these things and really reassess, right? If it's helping you or if it's not, if it's taking you towards your vision, right? Your goal, the version of yourself or not. I want you to audit your day, not as yourself. Think about this version of yourself and say, okay, well, will this version of myself, this healthier version, would wake up and starve herself, right, and chew lunch? Think about that. Is that a habit of someone who is nourishing her body? Maybe not, right? And really don't pay attention to anything you have heard in the media because most of the celebrities or even some influencers, they're not really healthy, right? There's just, you need to be very compassionate as well. This is not an exercise where you're going to look and say, wow, this is embarrassing. I do this. Let's say I drink coffee the entire day and at night I'm binge eating. This is so bad, blah, blah, blah. I want you to feel, you have to look at your current habits as this outside person, right? As this person who's just auditing at it and not judging, not making you mean anything, because this is the past anyway, right? Because I really want you to just audit as this higher, with this higher perspective, with this understanding that yes, that was a part of you and that was the past. It doesn't belong to you anymore. And if you don't do this exercise, this lens of without removing your ego of like, I should be eating this, I should be doing that. Everyone is, I am so lazy, to not get into that feedback loop of shame, insecurity, and then you go back to the same square one. It's very important to be completely neutral, as this almost this like you're parenting yourself and looking, okay, that's fine. We're going to change that. That's no biggie, no biggie. Okay. Now, the more clear and transparent you are with yourself, the better, because you're going to be able to have a clear, more self-awareness of the things that are not serving you, but also don't make it mean anything about yourself. So it's very common when we see, okay, I have, these habits, or even just the little things. Do you make fun of yourself, of your body? Do you look at, do you avoid looking in a mirror because you don't want to see yourself, or you're comparing yourself, or audit everything else, everything related to your body, everything related to your relationship with your body, everything related to your relationship with food, because those two are so connected, especially content, right? Watch what you're listening, watch what you're hearing. This is so important. You can even think as this higher version of yourself who is saying, let me see what is aligned, right? Let me see what is aligned, what is not. All of your micro decisions that you know are not serving you, right? And ask yourself, why am I doing this? How can I improve this? How can I change it? So, for example, if you notice that after you get home from work or you work from home, but if you're very tired, you don't want to go to the gym and you often procrastinate, and then it's just more time that you waste, and sometimes you even miss it because of it. Think about ways that you can romanticize your walks to the gym, or maybe going earlier. A lot of cardio, I save the podcasts that I want to listen. In my cardio, I don't listen to anything when I'm training, but I love to listen to podcasts all the time. And I save the favorite episodes of the things that I'm really curious to learn and to listen in my cardio, because this is where I gotta do a lot of cardio. So just a tip. But you can even, if you like watching series, why don't you just watch your favorite series on your cardio, right?